Water tourism is a big source of income in Rauma. Many people work with water and some companies are dependent of it. Rauma's archipelago offers refreshing experiences which are accessible by daily water bus connections or your own boat. Good quality services and interesting attractions in Rauma archipelago attract many visitors. The archipelago consists of approximately 300 beautiful islands and it's also a significant part of the Botnian Sea National Park. You can cruise to Rauma City's islands by water buses. They offer daily scheduled water bus service during summer and also private cruises. Poroholma is a camping ground in Rauma. It's a park-like holiday resort. At the resort's high-quality caravan and cabin area, you can stay right on the beach or sheltered by trees. There are restaurants and variety of activities. Poroholma is also the official water bus port. Rauma Water Tower offers a spectacular view over the center of the town and all the way to the sea. There is also a nice restaurant on the top floor where you can enjoy delicious food. The tower is used as a storage for night water consumption. The water pumps pump water until midnight, and after that, the water needed by the city for the next 6 hours is drawn from the water tower. Rauma's outdoor swimming pool, which is called Maa-uimala, is open during summer season and is open daily. Swimming supervisors are on site according to opening hours. The water in the pool is heated and fresh water. A ticket for 1 day costs €8. The Rauma Maritime Museum shows the cultural and social history of sailors. The museum contains a lot of sailors' personal belongings, such as work tools, souvenirs, personal photographs, and correspondence. The museum also emphasizes the education in the maritime sector, Rauma shipbuilding, and shipyard industry. The 3 most popular visitor islands in Rauma are quite different from each other. They are all located close to the city. Kylmäpihlaja Lighthouse Island is right by the open sea. In spite of its rough characteristics, the island is full of life during nesting time of birds. The lighthouse was the last lighthouse in Finland built to have staff in it. Nowadays, the lighthouse is a tourist attraction. Kylmäpihlaja Lighthouse is open daily in the summer when the water buses operate. Kuuskajaskari Holiday and Fortress Island is the former military fortress island, and it still has a strong feel of the military past. There are many interesting military attractions, such as 4 coastal cannons and 2 surveillance towers. Today, the island serves as a tourist attraction with accommodation, restaurant and cafe services, meeting facilities, and saunas. Reksaari Nature Island is the oldest tourist island in Rauma. Its groves and trails invite visitors to explore the diversity of the nature on the island. There is also a cafe, a sauna, and a campfire place. Children can enjoy the beach and play with the equipment on the island.
The cruise industry in Germany grew over the years and is one of the biggest in the world now. It can be differentiated between sea and river cruises. The river cruises are especially focused on the rivers Rhine and Danube. Germany has the highest market share regarding the European cruise ship industry with 27.5%. Rostock at the Baltic Sea is the busiest German harbor concerning cruise ships, while Hamburg is the biggest with 3 terminals. The total revenue of the German cruise ship industry was 4.05 billion euros in 2016. The biggest shipping company in Germany is TUI Cruises GmbH and holds 3.8% in the world market of cruise shipping in 2021. As the statistic shows, the revenue of the company increased more and more over the years, and only during the COVID-19 pandemic there was a big decrease. TUI mostly provides sea cruises. In Europe, the Germans are the people who travel by sea cruise ship the most, with 2,587,000 passengers in 2019. In comparison, in second place, there were the British and Irish, with only 1,992,000 passengers. Even in 2020, after COVID started, there still have been 531,000 cruise ship journeys done by German people. Although AIDA is not a German shipping company, but is part of a British-American company group, it was created for the German market, and most sea cruise trips booked by Germans are performed by AIDA. In the river cruise department, the 2 leading companies are Arosa and Nicor Cruises, which both made more than 95 million euros of revenue in 2019. The pandemic also influenced the number of passengers on river cruise trips, which decreased from 727,400 in 2019 to 209,400 in 2021.
Tourism in Greece has been a key element of the economic activity in the country and is one of the country's most important sectors. Greece has been a major tourist destination and attraction in Europe since the 1970s, for its rich cultural history, many islands and beaches. Greece has over 6,000 islands. The most obvious connection to water is the fact that tourism development requires a reliable supply of good quality water. At the same time, tourism is a major use of water in certain places and contributes to water scarcity and water quality impairment, with serious social, economic and environmental repercussions.
Tourism is both dependent on freshwater resources and an important factor in freshwater use. Tourists need and consume water when washing or using the toilet, when showering, when participating in activities such as ski or golf tourism, snowmaking and irrigation, when using spas, wellness areas or swimming pools. The average water consumption rates for hotels and resorts account for 84 to 2,000 liters per tourist per day and as much as 3,423 liters per bedroom per day.
Tourism is a promising economic driver for many emerging countries, including Greece, and one of the key distribution elements of wealth in the world, but it is a great consumer of water and it has a special impact on the environment. For tourist areas in Greece, the impact of climate change on comfort for tourists has been estimated for 2021 to 2050 compared with 1961 to 1990 based on a midline scenario for carbon dioxide emissions and economic growth. This leads to many problems, including shortages of water, that restrict the operation of tourist facilities, swimming pools, golf courses, and increasing risk of forest fires in many areas. Water shortages could be experienced in most years on islands, such as Crete, partly due to the fact that tourists use far more water per capita than the local population.
Tourism as an economic activity has grown substantially and is increasingly adding to local and seasonal pressures on water supply systems of tourist destinations around the world. Tourists' water use on a per-guest night basis has been found to differ substantially, with water usage being highest in developing countries. The disparity between tourist water use and that of locals is also greatest in low or mid-income countries.
Tourism is Spain, especially related to water. Today our group made up of Nora, Angela, Maria, Africa and Eva will explain a little more about this. We are in an area near the coast, where foreign tourism is abundant throughout the year, and even more so in summer. Some of the causes of this are the wonderful beaches that we have in the Mediterranean Sea and our large salty lagoon called Mar Menor. Here we can show some of the towns where, thanks to their tourist beaches, the economy benefits greatly. La Manga, it's a narrow sandy strip resting on rocky soil 22 kilometers long and a width that varies between 100 meters and 1.5 kilometers. Cabo de Palos stands out for its beautiful lighthouse. Its landscape is made up of small coves and cliffs that give it an unusual beauty. Its seabeds are the delight of diving lovers, since they are part of the Cabo de Palos and Islas Hormigas Marine Reserve. Mazarin is one of the traditional sun and beach destinations in the region of Murcia, with more than 35 kilometers of coastline. Tourism has become the sector that contributes the most wealth to the Spanish economy, above all to hotels or restaurants, since without tourists, hotels would not make any sense and restaurants would benefit much less. Within this economic sector, we can also see cruise ships, which also help the economy a lot. Also, a lot of our tourists visit our beaches with the objective of practicing water sports like paddle surf, a very practiced sport, consisting of sliding over any water surface, over a board, standing and propelling and moving us. Kite surf, an extreme sport of moving over the water in which the wind propels a kite connected to your body with a harness, so you can ride aboard on the waves and do maneuvers. In summary, we have talked about Murcia's beaches with more tourism, how tourism affects the economy of our zone. We also mentioned the cruise ships that arrive at Cartagena and give a lot of economic benefits. And at the end, we talk about the water sports that you can practice when you visit our coasts. Also, we must take care of our region a little more, because if we don't back away from pollution, in the future we won't have a good economy dependent on tourism.
Skiing isn't only a sport, it is also a way of traveling, which dates back to the Iron Age in the Scandinavian peninsula. The sport of skiing was officially born in the mid-1800s. In Italy, it was developed by Edoardo Martinori, who in 1886, after returning from a course in Lapland, donated the used skis to CAI, Italian Alpine Club. In 1896, the Swiss engineer Adolf Kind brought a pair of skis made out of ash wood to Italy from Switzerland.
35% of Italy's surface is mountainous, which includes the two main mountain ranges, the Alps in the north, extending from east to west, and the Apennines that cross Italy from north to south. The main regions where people ski are in northern Italy and are Trentino Alto Adige, Valle d'Aosta, Piemonte and Veneto, our region.
Cortina d'Ampezzo is an important and very known ski resort in Veneto. The famous World Ski Championships are held there every year, and many films have been filmed there. Other popular and quite expensive towns are Selva di Val Gardena, Madonna di Campiglio, Folgaria, Corvara, San Candido, Plan de Corones. It's also known for looking like a panettone, a traditional Italian Christmas dessert. Sestriere, Cervinia, Campoluc. Even though they are usually known for summer tourism, southern and central Italy also have various ski resorts. Here are some of them: Gambari, Piano Battaglia, Brancuspina, Amiata, Campitello Matese, and Laceno.
According to the National Institute of Statistics data regarding tourism in 2017, the added value generated by tourism alone amounted to over 90 billion euros, around 6% of our country's GDP, or gross domestic product. If we consider all the activities related to tourism, the percentage more than doubles, making up 13% of Italy's GDP. Activities that are related to tourism are, for example, food service and transportation, which aren't exclusive for tourism, therefore cannot fall under that category.
Winter tourism in terms of water. In winter tourism, water is mainly used as beverage for toilets, showers, baths, and to ensure snowfall with the help of snow cannons. But water also plays a role for the natural circumstances that we use in winter tourism. Climate change. The climate change has brought some big problems to not only winter sports but overall snow activities. One of them being the shrinking of glaciers, as fast as never before. We have seen that glaciers lost 250 billion tons of ice per year between 2000 and 2004, with a trend growing to 294 billion tons per year in 2019. One reason for this being that snow falls at a higher altitude than before because of climate change. This leads to following problems for the winter tourism. Plain slopes need to be created through artificial ways like snow cannons. Ecosystems are also being restructured this way to stretch out the winter seasons.
Snow cannons. Snow cannons have a high usage rate of energy and water. Water reservoirs are artificially built into which streams are redirected, thereby taking away water from soon-to-be rivers. Artificial snow is bad for plants and soil below because oxygen doesn't go through it as easily as it would through natural snow, hence damaging the soil and plants. Chemical components added to artificial snow damage soil, lakes and reservoirs all around. To cover 1 hectare of ground in snow, 1 million liters of water are used. The noisy snow cannons bother and disturb wildlife. Furthermore, pushing snow together with machines weakens the soil, thereby leading to floods, erosion, and the soil flooding away.